Thank you. Well, good afternoon, everybody. Obviously, we're excited to be here and getting through to the top 16 so far. This is my first trip to Rhodes Stadium as a player. I actually was here, did a camp a number of years ago when Dunn was pitching. So it's my second time here, but back then it was in the winter time. It was a little bit cooler. So, but we're excited, obviously, to play against Alabama, one of the great teams throughout the history of the NCAA, especially in the last dozen years or so. And so it's a great opportunity for us to be out here, especially as a new coach of a new program coming up.
Thank you, Coach. We'll go ahead and take questions for both Caitlin and Miranda at this time.
What have y'all heard about the atmosphere here at Rhodes Stadium?
That the fans are really loud and they get really into the game. So yeah, we're just getting ready for that.
Caitlin, you want to chime in on that?
Oh yeah, I mean I just heard that it's pretty loud here, and I think that's going to be exciting for us to kind of experience that. Yeah.
Brad, on the mound or on the circle, you're pretty fired up. You get pretty excited when you strike somebody. What's that mentality like? What's going through your mind at the moment?
I honestly couldn't tell you. I just get excited for myself and my teammates, because we're one out closer to winning the game. So even if we're losing, it's just it's an accomplishment. And, we want to celebrate the little things, and if I get fired up, I like getting my teammates fired up with me as well.
What's been the key for y'all this year? As a first-year coach, and y'all on the Super Regional. What's been just the one key factor for y'all this year?
I think just coming together as a team, with the new players and new coaches, just coming together and learning each other and how each other work and playing together as a team.
Did y'all, when the seeding was announced, did y'all anticipate before all of it happened that the selection night? Did y'all anticipate a matchup like this, or is this something that you figured maybe they'd be a little bit higher and kind of, if you faced them, it'd be a World Series situation?
So for both players.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead, Caitlin. You can start that one.
Did y'all anticipate something like this?
Well, I think you see
The
brackets on Twitter before it actually comes out. So I want to say that that's how it was on the bracket potentially, I think. So, we were kind of expecting it. We didn't really know what to expect. We had a rough Big 12s a little bit, so we were just going in with an open mind, and we knew whatever team we played, it was going to be really tough. So.
For the players, you guys was the first game you guys battled back and just talk about the resolve of your team being able to battle through some adversity early on.
Go ahead, Caitlin.
Yeah, I think after losing that first game, just kind of a gut check and to see how gritty can we be and how can we come together right now as a team and just battle through the rest of the weekend. And I think it really just showed the character of our team.
Yeah, we fought until the end, and that was really cool. We showed a lot of fight, and we had our backs against the wall, but we didn't play like we had our backs against the wall. I think we played really free, and everything really came together in those last 4 games. So we just want to build off of that.
Miranda, I know you're probably, when you watch film, you're probably watching the offense or the opposing offense, but how much do you see what Montana has done this year, and can you admire it? What's your Montana Alabama's freshman pitch?
Yeah. I actually know Montana. She played for the same travel organization as I did when I was in high school. But Montana's great. She's young, but you can't tell it all. She moves the ball around really well, and she throws hard. She definitely has a presence on the field, and I'm really excited to be able to play against her.
How long have you known her then, if you guys were in the same room?
I think I met Montana when she was in 8th grade, so quite a while.
Did you see it then?
Yeah, I did. She was big. She threw really hard, and she was really just mature for her age. So I knew I was gonna see big things out of her wherever she went.
Time for a couple more questions. Go ahead,
What are you telling your hitters if you have this kind of long-standing relationship? What are you kind of telling your hitters about trying to maybe attack her in certain ways?
That's a leading question.
Yeah.
Plead the fifth on that.
Yeah. You just got to compete.
Yeah, bear the ball.
Okay, what are you seeing from the whole staff, really? Alabama has a 21-game winner, and Sarah and others, it's kind of a staff thing similar to what y'all have in Texas. So what are you seeing from what Montana and the rest of them?
I think we're just seeing to barrel up a ball. Anything in the zone, we're going to barrel it up, and that's just our game plan. So that's it.
They have a very talented staff. varied stuff. They have, the flamethrower, they have the rise ball pitcher, then they have the off-speed, curvy, mixy. So it's a great combination to have, which most good teams at this part of the tournament do. I mean, it used to be you had one pitcher to go through. You have a trainer and away you go, but now you need deeper staffs, and Alabama's got that.
We have time for one last question if there is one for either student athlete. All right, ladies, you are good to go. Thank you very much. Go ahead and take questions for Coach White.
Coach, obviously you've had teams play against Alabama teams in the World Series and things like that. What's it going to take for your Texas team to come in here and get a win in this series?
Score one more run than them. They're balanced. They always have been, and they just seem to get deeper and stronger. Last year might have been a rebuilding year for them, but they've certainly come back strong this year. It's a pretty young team this year, considering. They have speed, they have power. Even their power hitters are pretty fast, except for one or two. But they also play good defense. So it's a solid team, and they play in a great conference. I think that, obviously being the best team in the SEC, given the results, to be ranked 8th is a little low, in my opinion. But, I've seen what can happen sometimes back when I was at Oregon, and, Oregon played UCLA in the first round of the Supers, and that wasn't right either. So things happen.
You kind of jumped into it, but I mean, was this a matchup you anticipated at all, or did you expect them to be a little bit higher coming into?
I think they probably should have been a little bit higher, yes. But if you look at this conference schedule, it was low, and we all know as coaches that you can't do that if you want to get up in the top. I mean, it's not a secret, So you need to make sure you schedule good opponents.
First year, Coach, what's been your biggest challenge with this team?
Well, obviously with the blend of 4 Oregon transfers, it's been, that's been the thing, is to have them come in and mix together and gel and bring in some of the things that we have. And you see this at Alabama right now, right? You get a process started, and then your upperclassmen start to teach the underclassmen, and basically you have more coaches out, and you just start a steamroll effect. Well, when you come in as a new coach, you got to start that all over again. So it takes a while to get things going, and it's been a struggle for us at times. We haven't got our systems as quick as we'd like. We're not doing the things that we take for granted sometimes from having a program, for 8 years, 9 years. So sometimes it's been a little frustrating, but. Having said that, the way we played last weekend and the last couple of games on the last day was very encouraging for me. Just seeing the fight and just the hustle and celebrating the little things and everything we really kind of talked about. We had a pitcher that threw a shutout on a 4th game. It was really good to see. So, regardless of what happens this weekend, I feel like we've done a lot of good things this year, and we're excited to be here. Love to have a great matchup. Facing an excellent pitcher, Montana Fouts, and excellent team and a great environment. This should be a lot of fun.
In postseason, how important are freebies, stolen bases, getting those runs down, runs across, and really every run counting?
Well, don't forget errors too. And errors is another third of an inning, and that's one of our Achilles' heels, to tell you the truth, and you guys know that. That's what we got to limit, especially with Alabama. They're a team that's going to take advantage of those. But it's about extra bases. You score runs through bases. Alabama has the edge of us on power. So we got to negate that with good pitching. We got to play good defense and not give them extra bases. We got to take the most of our opportunities. I need to call ASU and find out how they did, because they did a pretty good job last weekend, But so again, we know what's ahead of us. It's a tough job, but hopefully we're up to the task.
You joked about it, but I mean, is that a situation where you watched that film of what ASU did and kind of tried to mirror it against Montana or something, or just play your game down?
Well, yeah, absolutely. But a little to me, and you guys were here last weekend, but look, a pretty damn tight strike zone at me. It looked really tight, and it was tight on both pitches. So that has a lot of factors. Sometimes you see that, but that's the same for both teams too. I'm not saying it was different for Alabama or different for ASU, but when you have some of those tight strike zones, these hitters are getting a lot better, and it's pretty tough on that pitching.
Talk about your senior class and how they're starting to now teach the younger class. Talk about Miranda and kind of what she's meant for your program.
Well, you talked before about her, firing us on the mound. We need that. We have 2 outfielders playing the corners. You know, we have unproven, you know, Janae Jefferson's obviously an All-American. She's there, but they're pretty quiet. So we don't have much noise in the infield. We don't have much leadership. And so, you know, Miranda needs to do that. You know, and so I think her doing that and the players see that, they feed off of it. If she was all of a sudden become quiet, I think they would feel worried. What's wrong? You know, so when she's fired up, she's confident, it really kind of leads our team.
Do a couple more questions for Coach White.
In practice, what are you telling your girls to keep them kind of level and calm, and are you focusing on those fundamentals, on the errors a bunch, and just getting them back to basics?
The game itself doesn't know this is a super regional. It doesn't know it's in Alabama. It doesn't know what's at stake. It's going to reward the team that plays the best. The one, you know, 60 feet turn left, 43 feet. Hoosiers, you know, I love that film, the Hoosiers, you know, he measures the basket. That's great. It's the same, you know. We just the noise will be there, and we just got to hear it as noise. You know, we can't, you know, we've talked a lot about that. You got to play loose and free, and there's a lot of cliches you can throw out there, but it's what do you do when you get out there in the moment? Obviously, there's going to be some pressure situations, and we talk about the game of inches, right? It's an inch here, inch there. Well, you're going to give the inch, or you're going to take the inch, and that's what it's about.
Any other questions for Coach White? All right. Thank you, Coach.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Appreciate it.